Now, it just so happens that we have the FBI report that on that interview, the agent's report of that February 4th, 1964 interview that you just heard. And that report to the head office says, the New York office does not contemplate any additional contact with Little at this time, as there appears to be no benefit to be derived therefrom. Now, despite the turndown, the FBI continued, undaunted, in their constant surveillance of Malcolm and the growing animosity towards him on the part of some members of the black Muslims. By the middle of 1964, the FBI was issuing memos like this, showing their full awareness that Malcolm's life was in serious jeopardy. Quote, in view of recent threats against subject, apparently by Nation of Islam members, the Bureau has requested that local police be advised whenever subject is in their city. Practically every move Malcolm made was being noted by the FBI. Another, subject will definitely not be in Chicago this date, since he is going to Boston and will later be in Washington, D.C. on 6/26/64. Latter two officers advised. And still another memo. Omaha and Chicago should alert police in their cities as to subject's proposed trips. Also remain alert for any incidents between subject and the Nation of Islam. And when he went to Africa later that summer, the FBI received reports of Malcolm's activities over there. This memo reports, quote, Alexandria, Egypt, Malcolm addressed over 800 Muslim students representing 73 African and Asian countries, unquote. We think it important to note the vast sums of American taxpayers' monies that were spent to keep a man under surveillance who was merely fighting for justice for his people. Moreover, there seems a clear question about such intense scrutiny of a man's activities, while at the same time there was such an apparent inability to protect him. There was, however, a small group of men who were loyal to Malcolm, and they valiantly tried to protect his life. We'll hear their story in just a moment. Earl Grant and Robert Haggins both spent a lot of time with Malcolm during those perilous last days of his life. Robert Haggins was a newspaper photographer at the time he met Malcolm, assigned to cover the Muslims, an assignment he really didn't want.
I had covered a lot of religious organizations and subcultures and so-called cults and religion in Harlem. The Holy Rollers, churches over Christ, under Christ, in Christ, on top of Christ, and then the black Jews, and then we had a group called the Dumbala Whalens, the voodooists, and crucifying chickens and animals and all kinds of gods that only appear when you've been under the influence or having consumed large amounts of alcohol. So I was fed up, and I tried to give the assignment to some of the other photographers.
You thought this was just another cult?
Another cult. A grown man calling himself X, didn't know his own last name. So that turned me off. I figured this guy called himself Malcolm X, you know, X meaning mystery. So I tried to sell the assignment. Another photographer would take the assignment and I would work in his place. I couldn't get anybody to take it, so I had to go out there.
What was it about him that struck you?
Well, for one thing, the discipline, the fact that everyone was organized, and the respect for each other, and the way Malcolm addressed me, sir, yes sir, no sir, the immaculate cleanliness, the restaurant, and the whole demeanor of Malcolm as an individual.